Whatever Coach Facehugger and Coach St. DeLucas can share, it's gotta come out now.
Into the draft we go. The potential final game of the day.
Oh yeah. Definitely potential the final game of the day. And right now, Fnatic on the Philippines are on the second pick, which looking at the numbers here, 54% win rate for the second pick here. And now looking at a fun fact here, the 4th game of this best of 7 grand finals was the 100th game of the M6 World Championship.
100 games. Let that sink in. Because of our Swiss format and the wild card, we played 100 games of MLBB so far. World class.
Talk about records. I feel like every day I've been here, I've only started in the knockout phase, and I've been seeing records left and right, and that just shows you that it's full of surprises, and maybe we have more in store as we push through this series.
Hold up. The draft has already elapsed. Zushin first pick by the Cavalry, and look at this. Fnatic Onic banned 3 junglers and pick up the Alpha. What's left for the Usurper?
Exactly, and that's what they do, man. Normally they do it on first pick side. Normally it's, all right, we're gonna take out 2 junglers and take what's left. And now it's like, all right, we got another switch up for you. You thought you were gonna outdraft us. We got the answer.
The Hayabusa could come out here though, get to the back line, find this Eve, but they are gonna go in for that Hilda, the Aran special from Season 14 MPL ID.
All right, it feels a little good for the Cavalry. Those are signature pickups. Yezkiel on the Zushin, Fabian on the Alpha, Fabian on the Hayabusa, not so much in game 1 of this series, but we're off to a good start. Fnatic on closing off the first phase with an Edith, a signature across the board here. Now they're gonna start, I would assume, locking down gold laners, because after the bans, guess who gets first pick after?
Mr. Kelra.
The gold standard.
If they even want to.
The god in the gold lane.
They have options still, right? There's possibilities. Now, the Alpha pick, King Kong has done, I mean, probably it's the best performance out of any other jungler on the Alpha. He's won several games on it, some of them being against TLID.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Granger pickup will come out of this. This is something worth TLID banning out, but then we know right behind it's going to be that Moskov. Maybe taking both off the table and making more of a challenge in the gold lane could be the plan.
Good keyword, challenge. Because of that Harith ban, a specialty pick for Aaron Shiki. Will TLID entertain this jab from Coach Ryan out of Coach Hayes? Like, so are we taking out gold laners? And it looks like, nah, because there's nothing going to be left for Aaron. TLID taking out Brusco picks. There goes the TIG.
All right, so where do we go from here, right? I think TLID knows that they get first pick on the gold, so they don't want to ban into gold, right? They want to leave something open for themselves here. FNOP, on the other hand, they take out the Harith. We still have Granger possibilities. We still have plenty of options for Kelra.
Let me throw this out there. Even after Liquid ID's last ban, if it's left open, they could pick up a solid Matilda.
And that would definitely be a wise decision, have the mobility and the sustainability in your favor. There goes that Jawhead ban. We've been talking about this Jawhead for a little bit today. Still have yet to see it. It's been such a threat on the isolation plays. Also, this is going to be potentially the first game we may not see Brusco the Bruiser run on the Katat.
Yep, there's the ban. Good read, Steph.
Yeah, definitely not going to allow those comfort picks to slide in. Like you said, little margin for error for the side of TLID. They have to win this draft. They have to get the most optimal composition to not only win in here, but also in the micro engagements in the game.
Sun rises when I give the word.
Right now looks like FNOP picking up the Khalid. Both that as well as the Eve. You got the range. The Eve is already doing well against the Jushin. Adding on to that, the Khalid, looking at FNOP, the mid trio here, they're not going to let this Hayabusa farm. I don't see how TLID can move around the map.
I mean, TLID has some, TLID has, overall, they get exactly what I think they want, right? Is one problem. The Alpha does the true damage. Hilda can have a little trouble with that. Last time we saw this Hilda against King Kong's Alpha, they went for this early invasion, which completely backfired on them. So TLID just need to round things out here. Maybe not go for something super tanky like a Hylos, but something maybe more on the fast-moving side.
So they are going to pick up a Granger onto Aaron Shiki. That makes sense. Do we see the Hylos here for Weedy? Nope. It's the good old trusty Carmilla that won them the only game so far they have in this series. What does Kelra pick up? Is it going to be the Beatrix? Is it going to be his signature pick?
I'm not sure if TLID have enough damage. I'm just putting it out there. I don't think they have enough damage.
damage profile is, I think, what it is, and the burst coming through. Keller's gonna have to close the gap.
Yeah, closing the gap indeed, and the draft has been locked in from both sides. TLID, we talked about it. We said they have little margin for error. Is this the draft that can make the difference for their micro engagements?
Well, if Onic wins this one, this is the final time the panel will be on screen. So thank you, everyone, but now we're throwing it to the casters.
Thank you so much, panel, for breaking it down once again. It's me, Naisu, Gideon, and Mirko to bring you a championship point game right now. Can TLID extend the series? Again, it's a best of 5. They have the chance, a best of 7. They have a chance here. What do you guys think of the drafts for this one?
I think this one's going to be a lot more interesting, right? FNOP have taken a completely separate angle of targeting Fabian, and now the early game as well. The TLID need to snowball off this comp.
There's so much control for FNOP. This looks like a pure neutral objective snowball kind of composition. They're going to get first one all the way to the third.
Well, let's see if it can happen here again. FNOP facing championship point, 1 win away from being crowned the M6 World Champions. And TLID, with this lineup, they had the Carmilla before, they can make it work again, and that's a good little preview of what's at stake here. As early a game already, poking happening in the mid lane. This Wishing Lantern, Super Prince.
Okay. Flicker out from Super Prince. Respect instantly as Aran shows himself in that push. Revitalized for Witty.
Yeah, but just as expected here, right? Because Kirk is going for Warcry, doesn't have the concussive blast. He won't be able to push it out as quick as Aran, only for the earlier stages of the game. Later on might be a bit more tough, but let's see how Yehezkiel is going to deal with it as the first Lethal Wanderer goes over the Fnatic onicph.
Oh, and all in early over Aran. Flicker out as well. So 2 battle spells now used up from TLID. King Kong getting that lethal earlier. Looking to go for more, but respects TLID's control with the juice in.
The biggest thing about this, if TLID wants to go ahead and have these winning fights, is really playing against the massive amount of crowd control and also just space advantage that FNOP can set up with this type of composition, even with the Eve here. I mean, again, looking at it, you know, Kirk, we just saw the performance with the Edith, still running that Warcry emblem, but even so, the amount of mobility that is here for Kelra this time around, running even that sprint, he's going to be able to maneuver easily around these team fights, and TLID has to be able to shut that down.
Yeah, I mean, he can play on... Aaron Shikin, unfortunately, can only play on linear lines, right? He kind of wants to line up with Keller, which is why he got extra movement speed in his emblems, just to kind of keep up with it. But as soon as that sprint pops, there's no keeping up with it at all, especially if he takes hit from a Queen's Call. Nevertheless, we are seeing an instant invade on the opposite side of the map.
RWM forcing Fabian to use the quad shadow. Fnatic Onic Philippines, this is the control we were talking about, but they have utilized a couple of resources, and that's why King Kong was sent down below. Brusco gonna be all in here. Aran has the power of wilderness, but Brusco just flickers out, and now King Kong's ahead.
Again, another battle spell used here on both sides, really, all for this first turtle, really taking the time. Aran will hold it up at the front. Fabian joining the fight, doesn't have a purple buff. It's gonna be up in 10 seconds, so they might just go ahead and start this up, take control of it as they do. Brusco gives the information, doesn't have a level 4, so not going to be able to do much, as King Kong, though, did build up. Again, just trying to get some of that gold lead and that even level lead.
I mean, as much as Team Liquid ID don't mind taking the turtle, honestly, I feel like it's a bigger win for Fnatic onicph. You are getting your jungler ahead, and more importantly, you're not even giving the opportunity for TLID to start a snowball. I mean, let's just go match by match, right? Super Prince, he's hurting Yehezkiel, especially when both the supports have to leave the lane.
Yeah, I think it's just a very interesting but great approach here for Fnatic Onic Philippines. They could have gone all the way up top. Aran force a flicker. King Kong not going to overcommit there. The Primal Wrath already used by Kirk, and they're just going to go and hammer down on this turret gold. Half of the HP on the turret gold down. Yehezkiel, Crimson Beacon, now Lantern Flare. Yeah, no threat over to King Kong and Kirk.
There's no damage here. Not yet, but Witty, he's going to get chunked down as RWM is also being deployed.
And that's the thing, we're seeing a lot of these fights where it's like, you know, they're dropping down ultimates, they're using their battle spell, they get a flicker out again here, and this is all the thing, right? If you can go ahead and catch a kill for either team, then that's great. But like Gideon, you just mentioned, you know, if FNOP kind of delays this, they don't actually have to go and snowball. Oh, hold on.
Okay. A shadow kill over. Okay. Now, that's the revitalize, but Kelra picks up the kill. Fabian, the kill. Kelra, one piece from both of them.
It's too slow, too late to react to it. Even with the Curse of Blood, just no damage to really follow up, and also the major target's already down. So Witty dying like that, and at least Fabian able to find one back. this point, I think that Fnatic onicph are in a pretty comfortable spot overall. Brusco doesn't mind dying a couple more times, but this next neutral objective might be really tough for TLID to actually get on top of. So it's all about, hey, how many battle spells do you have? If we get hit by the Curse of Blood, can we die for rrqhoshi? Maybe even a round if we're lucky.
You can see this too, Kelra already having the Haas clause. Oh, hold on.
Kirk, flicker out. Quad Shadow coming down as well. No onward or no...
Earth Shatter.
They're not going to go for it.
Yeah, he can rely on the Primal Wrath here too, but it's more so just, again, kind of limit testing each other. Battle spells being used up or not. Next objective is up here, and they're going to get in the zone here. They have to worry about Super Prince setting things up, but it's going to be started up too. King Kong holding it.
Brusco walking up as well. The Lantern Flare still on him. King Kong on the turtle. First blood going to be locked in onto King Kong. Still the retribution on point. Kelra in the back with a heavy crossbow again with the flanks. Fabian jumping back and forth. Not enough damage. Kelra is on a roll.
They split the fight into two. Witty is still trying to buy some time as Kirk at 1 HP tries to knock up Yehezkiel with the Earth Shatter. Fabian with the Quad Shadow should be able to find one for his own, but even so, the fight has been split in half.
No, it's a chase. Super Prince chasing Fabian. He's waiting for the cooldown on the Quad Shadows. Brusco walks up and shuts him down.
And with that exchange, at least Fabian gets a couple kills, but FNOP gets a whole lot through that. Plus, taking the gold lead now in favor, almost 2,000. A 1-for-1 for the Turtles here, but some of these first items are going to be picked up now and locked in and start to show. Even for Super Prince, already doing a great job at just setting up the RWM. And gets the glowing wand too. A lot of this utility that comes from this Eve pick is the advantage when it comes to those turtle fights. And even for Kelra to show up on that back line, pop the sprint and maneuver around, again, that's what TLID has to be wary of.
Exactly, about looking for these flank angles and not to necessarily be caught specifically by that Cursed Blood. It can get a little tough, especially when TLID start opening up that map, but rrqhoshi getting shoved and dove underneath turret. A Berserker's Fury for Kelra's just, again, dominating run.
That's what you said about it previously. The hydraulic press raging sandstorm defensively from Brusco, and they get out of harm's way. You can see King Kong dominating this jungle matchup. Fabian still is able to secure the purple buff, but King Kong's a level ahead on the alpha. He's gonna wait for it. RWM over the Eskilo Spear of Alpha 2 from King Kong.
A breather, but now the Curse of Blood on all three of the members. They're chunked out one by one. All three pulled underneath the turrets.
Yehezkiel continuing the chase. Fabian takes it back, punishing FNOP's overextension.
An overextension, trying to set up under that tier 1 turret. Fabian having a great start again on this Hayabusa. He's had to work for it, but they're going to have to do something about Kelra here because eventually that is going to be a kill. It's a damage check. He gets under half. They got to deal with him, Kirk.
Uh-oh. They've already got the Primal Wrath out. He's going to get dove under pretty quick.
Brusco's there.
Flicker out, Lantern Flare coming down as well. Now Kirk gonna be taken out as well. It will be Yehezkiel who picks up the kill and the turtle to TLID. So some way they're actually able to equalize that gold lead. No longer the big, scary gold lead for FNOP.
All right, so where is the majority of the gold lead actually coming from? And I mean, looking at the gold lead, it's got to be Kelra, right? I think he's got like, what, 2,000 ahead currently on to rrqhoshi. Hold on, the Quad Shadow's not going to do much there just yet, but even so, that's a majority of the damage from Fnatic onicph. They got to play around him and let Kelra kind of do the work, because look at that damage check, 50% off of that one auto, well, plus the passive.
And he's just doing that to delay him on taking the buff.
Conceal already from... Oh my lord! Wilderness Aran bursting through! Now the Rhapsody together with a Lantern Flare. Brusco is down. Out of nowhere, becomes a 2-for-1 for Liquid ID.
Oh no. Okay, Team Liquid ID are actually pulling this back now with the lead of their own. At the very least, Yehezkiel has a very stable pick. Let's look at the items and really start to compare, because wow, shocking lead for Kelra, but then there is compensation when it comes down to the jungle, compensation when it does also come down to the mid lane too.
And interestingly enough, as many kills as Fabian has on this Hayabusa, the fact that King Kong is not too far behind in essence against the economy here, that's fine for him, because that's what King Kong does on the alpha pick. It isn't to go and fight and fight and fight. It's really just go ahead and lock down some of the farm, and then later on, you have some more of that tankiness on this alpha. You play around your setup potential, and you just let Kelra shine. And there it is. Sky Piercer is actually going to be picked up already from rrqhoshi.
He's going for a third item. I think he recognizes that Yehezkiel is giving him a lot of peel anyway. Same goes to Iran. They need those big finishers, which means I would assume that Fabian, he's going into these fights just to chunk.
And to be fair, the Juicing will go Sky Piercer too, right? Like, that's the normal build we're seeing. And for Yehezkiel, it does look like he's on the way for a second item, Sky Piercer. So they'll have two. Now, is that a bit too greedy, or is that good, you know?
I think it's part of the answer is just get rid of Kelra. Whether it's either or, as long as you take Kelra out of the picture, then they lose a lot of that damage potential. And we'll see if that gamble is going to be worth it, because Team Liquid ID will start things up.
Crimson Beacon out.
Whoa!
Dave, what happened? Fabian claims a kill in the back. The assassination there on Cheeky. So able to cut away with Detonata. Kelra chasing it on down in the bush. Kelra walking with a heavy crossbar around. Power of wildness. Aaron Cheeky claims the kill. Brusco running back with the Raging Sandstorm. Fabian with a chase again. And it will be a Lord traded in for a fight.
Oh my goodness, and a fight well deserved by TLID. I mean, it might not be over just yet here. Let's give it a moment, because Aaron Cheeky, it's great. The target acquisition in tandem with Fabian, making sure that Super Prince does not get that much value out of his RWM. Happens so fast.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got to give it to Witty. He's been finding like 2-man, 3-man Cursed Bloods at some critical moments.
Again, this pick, this Carmilla pick for Witty has worked for them in the past, even their whole journey up to this point in the grand final. And they're set up mid.
Spear of Alpha into the Earth Shadow. Witty still surviving. Shadow kill. It's going to be neutralized by the Primal Rat. Real manipulation! Let's go!
Kelra, he's running forward. He takes out one. Needs the backup. Dive underneath the turret. Nobody is safe. 3 flickers for 3 kills. And Brusco will pay that price.
It doesn't matter if they're behind in that form. They'll make a play either way. And they still have the Lord knocking on the base turrets now. FNOP sets things up. They might look for more.
They're hungry. They're so hungry. They want this inhibitor early on. They want to create that 13K lead they did in their previous series. Because Team Liquid ID, if they find that momentum back against Fnatic onicph, they might be able to turn things around.
Holy moly. Just when you think Liquid have neutralized the lead, when you think they're ahead, someone else becomes the X factor. Game 1, 2, 3, I think it was Kelra all around. Now, Brusco from out of nowhere.
It's always one of them, and that's again why they have been called the Super Fam. Every single player, every single role in lane filled, and just perform at a peak here throughout the tournament and now through the grand final. It's TLID on the back foot now, trying to just defend even the buffs. King Kong put enough pressure, nearly level 15. Again, with this, Team Liquid ID still in fighting form, not a massive deficit to work against, but it gets increasingly more difficult when they approach these Lord fights because of that setup potential from FNOP.
Oh, but even so, at the end of the day, it really comes down just to hard execution, right? As much as Fnatic onicph are able to kind of control this tempo, the execution for these are... Wait, hold on. Oh my god. All right. RWM has also been thrown out here, but I don't think they should be able to find anything.
With the isolating, you know, the cancel! Spear of Alpha, he gets down with a fade away!
What a cancel! Never mind, I take it back. They do find one.
Sometimes you wonder, you know, Kelra's jumping forward. Well, that's exactly why. So aggressive and making moves just now at this point.
How does he get a Renner's apathy on an Irithel?
I have no clue. I have no clue. But at this point, this Lord should be free, right?
They're going to start it up. Lord for the taking here. It's already taken. Kirk gets it.
Raging Sandstorm, Brusco. Gonna be taken down. Yehezkiel with the Sky Piercer stack. Crucible Blood into the backline. Super Prince not able to pop in the RWM just yet as Kelra jumps with the heavy crossbow. Power of Wildness onto Kelra, but Aran gets deleted.
The peel is perfect. Kelra has the space, and Witty, as well as Aran, will not be able to create the opening that they were looking for.
And look at that, just as you think, you know, he's so aggressive on this Irithel, able to jump in. Now he also gets some defense with a Wind of Nature pickup. Able to deal with some of that pressure, physical damage that might be set up from even Fabian here. They work with this Lord at push now, taking the goal lead a little bit further. FNOP will get ready to march towards the base. They already got some work done on these turrets. And so Team Liquid Indonesia in a precarious situation on this defense. They have to be able to clear things out and keep things contained and together. They're going to rely on the setup potential and maybe even the Cursed Blood. Spear of Alpha won't land from King Kong.
It's a short cooldown, totally fine here, and I think the Team Liquid ID need to play this defensively. Sacrifice an inhibitor, sure, but this game needs to drag on because they're so close to their next item power spike. 39-43.
The siege continues. That's a quad shadow to the back. King Kong with the Spear of Alpha baited out. The primal wrap from Kirk as well, though. 2 base are taken down. Now 1 more up top. Kelra sent to deal with it. A few more shots into the turret. It will survive for a bit. Kelra wants to go for it. Walks up a few more times. 1 more time. That Sonata keeps him at bay.
Team Liquid ID wants to hold on to that one. Fabian jumps in.
Shadow kill, Spear of Alpha, bringing him back again. The quad shadow back from Fabian, and the damage. RWM locking them down inside. It has heal with the Crimson Beacon, locking Super Prince up. Now it's an all-in into the back line. rrqhoshi getting it, raging Sansa from Busco. Kelra in the base, looking for the end moment. TLID have cleared out the wave, and Kelra will be able to escape, but King Kong have dealt with him.
Oh no, the minions are starting to push it. They're running out. It's one.
Thunder heralds their unstoppable reign. Unscathed, unrivaled, their legends proclaimed. Bow down to the empire of Fnatic, Onic, Philippines!
Axiata Arena, make some noise for your Heralds of Thunder! Let me hear you scream!
Their dominant run in the Philippines, and now their dominant run here in the M6 World Championship. We're all part of the fam now. Let's throw it on stage with our winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Fnatic Onic Philippines! What an epic battle for the final, the real grand final. They're staying at the top and finish to the top. Gentlemen, Fnatic Onic Philippines, come and join us here at the front. The emotions is overwhelming, and guys, I gotta say, Axiata Arena, you guys are amazing.
You guys are the superstars. You guys are the best. This is the best M series I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, your champions!
The fight is over.